The rivalry between San Francisco and Seattle always carries a different kind of energy. And this week feels even heavier, with so much unfolding on both sidelines. As the matchup gets closer, the spotlight naturally turns to health, availability, and how each team adjusts when key pieces are either limited or unavailable. This game is not just about schemes or talent on paper. It is about who can adapt under pressure when circumstances change right before kickoff. One of the biggest storylines surrounding San Francisco revolves around Fred Warner and the long road he has taken just to get back on the practice field. Watching him move during the week created genuine optimism inside the building. His lateral movement looked sharp, his burst forward was noticeable, and the way he attacked drills resembled the same intensity he brings on game day. There was a visible edge to his presence, the kind that lifts teammates even during a routine practice session. Everything about his body language suggested a player pushing the limits of what is possible. Despite that encouraging progress, the final decision was made with caution. Warner will not take the field against Seattle. Even though he clearly pushed himself to make it happen, the coaching staff felt confident in his direction, but the timing simply did not line up. Football conditioning is different from rehab conditioning, and returning to a divisional playoff environment without full trust in the ankle would have been an enormous risk. The belief remains that if San Francisco keeps winning, Warner's return could still be part of this postseason story. The significance of that cannot be overstated when you consider where this journey started. Back in mid-October, Warner suffered a severe ankle injury that initially felt like a season-ending moment. At the time, the assumption was simple and brutal. Recovery would stretch well beyond the year. Instead, Warner attacked rehab with relentless focus, long daily sessions, controlled running, underwater work, constant elevation, and meticulous recovery routines became his normal. Every step forward was earned, not rushed. When his practice window opened, it sent a jolt through the team. Even limited participation brought a noticeable shift in energy. Teammates reacted to his presence, fed off his voice, and moved with more urgency. That alone mattered. Still, the difference between being in excellent shape and being ready for playoff speed is massive. Muscle memory, reaction timing, and the ability to explode without hesitation take time to rebuild, especially after a lower body injury. For this game, responsibility now shifts to a linebacker group that has already shown it can respond under pressure. Eric Kendrick steps into a leading role. After delivering an impressive performance in the previous round, his instincts, discipline, and understanding of run fits gave San Francisco stability. When it mattered most, he played with patience, trusted his reads, and finished plays without wasted motion. That type of veteran presence becomes invaluable in high-stakes football. Alongside him, Garrett Wallow continues an unexpected but compelling storyline. Thrust into action after limited time with the team, he showed range, effort, and a willingness to communicate pre-snap, getting teammates aligned, flowing sideline to sideline, and staying disciplined against misdirection are not small tasks for a player in his position, yet he handled them with confidence. A testament to preparation and coaching continuity within the defense. That continuity becomes even more important given the overall injury picture. San Francisco enters this matchup short-handed in several areas, forcing younger players and depth pieces into meaningful roles. At safety, adjustments will be necessary after another absence was confirmed, meaning communication on the back end must be flawless. Seattle's offense thrives on exploiting hesitation, and any breakdowns in coverage responsibility can quickly turn into explosive plays. On the offensive side, there is cautious optimism around a key playmaker who remains listed as questionable. His ability to stretch the field vertically and create separation against both man and zone coverage changes the entire structure of the offense. Without him at full strength, spacing tightens and windows shrink. His confidence during the week suggested progress, but availability will likely come down to how his body responds. As the game approaches, while San Francisco manages its own uncertainty, Seattle is dealing with a critical situation at quarterback. Sam Darnold's oblique injury introduces a layer of unpredictability that could reshape their entire offensive plan. The oblique is central to throwing mechanics, rotational power, and overall velocity. Even minor discomfort can alter release points and timing, especially under pressure. The fact that his backup received meaningful reps during the week speaks volumes about preparation for multiple scenarios. If Darnold plays, questions remain about how effective he can be when asked to drive the ball downfield or throw on the move. Seattle's offense relies heavily on rhythm, play action, and intermediate throws that require full core engagement. Any limitation could lead to conservative play calling, quicker reads, and an increased reliance on the run game. If he cannot go, the challenge becomes even steeper against a defense that thrives on disguising coverages and forcing mistakes. This is where the chess match truly begins. San Francisco understands that even a slightly compromised quarterback changes how aggressive the defense can be, expects disguised pressures, late rotations, and an emphasis on forcing quick decisions at the same time. Discipline is critical. Overcommitting opens lanes for scrambles and broken plays, which Seattle has used effectively in the past during this rivalry. Emotionally, this matchup carries weight on both sides. These teams know each other intimately. Tendencies are studied, counters are expected, and nothing comes as a surprise. That familiarity breeds intensity, and intensity often magnifies small errors. Every missed tackle, every misaligned coverage, every step late off the snap becomes amplified under the lights. San Francisco enters the game with a clear mindset shaped by adversity. The absence of a leader like Warner is not viewed as a weakness, but as motivation. Players have spoken through their actions, rallying around the idea that winning now keeps the door open for reinforcements later. That urgency sharpens focus and fuels preparation, especially in a locker room built on accountability. As kickoff approaches, the narrative continues to evolve. Health, execution, and emotional control will decide how this chapter of the rivalry unfolds. The margin for error is razor thin, and both teams understand that the smallest moments often define playoff football. As the hours continue to shrink before kickoff, the tension around this matchup only grows stronger. San Francisco and Seattle are not strangers to dramatic moments, and every time these two teams meet, something unpredictable seems to emerge. The preparation this week reflects that reality, with coaches and players treating every rep as if it could decide the season. There is no room for comfort, only urgency and attention to detail. For San Francisco's defense, the challenge goes beyond simply replacing individual players. It becomes about maintaining identity. This unit has been built on speed, communication, and physicality, especially in the middle of the field. Without Fred Warner directing traffic, others must step into vocal leadership roles. The linebackers and safeties are tasked not only with making plays, but also with ensuring alignment, recognizing shifts, and adjusting to motion before the snap. Against Seattle, hesitation is often punished. Seattle's offensive approach is expected to lean heavily on misdirection and tempo, especially with uncertainty surrounding the quarterback position. Quick throws, play action, and designed rollouts can help protect a sore oblique, but they also test defensive discipline. San Francisco's edge defenders must remain patient, resisting the urge to crash inside and leaving lanes open. Containing the pocket while still generating pressure becomes a delicate balance. The run game will likely play a central role as well. Seattle understands that establishing early success on the ground can slow down pass rushers and create manageable down and distance situations. San Francisco's defensive front must win at the line of scrimmage, forcing second and third and long situations where coverage disguises become most effective. Gap integrity and tackling in space will be emphasized, particularly after recent struggles with missed tackles in previous meetings. Offensively, San Francisco enters with its own set of questions, but also with confidence rooted in versatility. The ability to attack defenses in multiple ways allows adjustments to happen quickly if something is not working, whether through power runs, quick passes, or deep shots off play action. The offense is designed to keep defenses guessing. That balance becomes even more important if key receivers are limited or unavailable. The offensive line plays a crucial role in setting the tone against the Seattle front that thrives on energy and momentum. Early physicality can quiet the crowd and dictate tempo. Winning first down creates flexibility, allowing the play caller to stay unpredictable. Protection communication must be flawless, especially with crowd noise and late defensive movement designed to force mistakes. This game also places a spotlight on situational football. Third downs, red zone efficiency, and to-minute execution often decide divisional playoff matchups. San Francisco has emphasized these moments throughout the week, drilling scenarios repeatedly to build instinct and confidence. Seattle, known for thriving in chaotic situations, will look to extend drives and capitalize on any lapse in focus. Emotionally, the absence of certain stars has created a rallying effect inside the locker room. Players speak openly about stepping up, about doing their job without trying to do too much. That mindset matters in rivalry games. Adrenaline can lead to over-pursuit or forced plays. Staying within the structure of the defense and trusting teammates becomes just as important as individual effort. Seattle, on the other hand, embraces the underdog role in hostile environments. They have historically played with a chip on their shoulder in these moments, feeding off mistakes and silencing crowds with sudden momentum swings. San Francisco is fully aware of that history and has stressed the importance of fast starts and sustained intensity across all 4 quarters. Special teams could quietly influence the outcome as well. Field position battles, coverage discipline, and decision-making in the return game can shift momentum in subtle but significant ways. In playoff football, a single miscue can change the entire complexion of a game. Both teams understand that. Clean execution in these phases is non-negotiable as the night approaches. The narrative around this matchup becomes less about individual injuries and more about collective response. Depth, preparation, and mental toughness take center stage. San Francisco's ability to absorb adversity throughout the season has strengthened its resolve, creating belief that challenges can be overcome through execution and unity. Seattle arrives with its own sense of urgency, knowing that opportunities like this are never guaranteed. The uncertainty at quarterback, the pressure of the moment, and the weight of the rivalry all converge into a test of composure. How they handle early setbacks, if any, will say a lot about how the game unfolds in moments like these. Playoff football often comes down to trust in preparation, trust in teammates, and trust in the process that has carried a team this far. San Francisco enters this matchup grounded in that belief, focused on controlling what it can and responding to whatever comes next on the field. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing after whispers that the San Francisco 49ers may be closing in on a blockbuster addition to their defensive front. Sources close to the team suggest that Joey Bosa, one of the league's premier pass rushers, could soon be suiting up in scarlet and gold, a move that would instantly reshape the 49ers' defensive identity. While nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders claim the discussions have reached an advanced stage, with both sides reportedly exploring the terms of a deal that could send shockwaves across the NFC. Bosa, known for his relentless edge pressure and ability to disrupt quarterbacks in critical moments, has long been a coveted asset. Analysts have speculated for months about where the star defender might land, with a handful of teams expressing interest. But the idea of him joining the 49ers seems particularly tantalizing. San Francisco's defensive scheme, already robust with talent and versatility, could potentially benefit from Bosa's ability to generate consistent sacks, force hurried throws, and dominate one-on-one matchups on the line. Some insiders hint that the 49ers are eager to pair him with their existing defensive core, envisioning a front that could intimidate even the league's most prolific offenses. The ripple effect of acquiring a player of Bosa's caliber extends beyond pure statistics. Sources suggest that his leadership and experience could provide a mentorship boost to younger defenders, while simultaneously elevating the team's overall defensive confidence. Opposing teams may have to rethink their game plans entirely, adjusting blocking schemes and quarterback strategies to account for Bosa's presence. Even in speculative circles, the buzz is palpable. A defensive line featuring Bosa could make the 49ers pass rush one of the most feared in recent memory. While fans and commentators debate the plausibility of this move, one thing is clear: if the rumors hold any truth, San Francisco is positioning itself to make a statement. Joey Bosa in a 49ers uniform would be more than just a headline. It would signal an aggressive commitment to redefining the defensive landscape and raising expectations across the NFC. As negotiations reportedly continue behind closed doors, the football world watches with bated breath, wondering if this potential acquisition could be the catalyst for a new era of defensive dominance in the Bay Area. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.